Thank you, Lisa. Right. So find your shoulder blades sinking around the curve of your roller. Feet forward, aligned with your knees, aligned with your hip joints. And then extend the arms out to the side. So the back of the hands be heavy, and then rock from side to side. Tipping the body, curving it around the curve of the roller. So you get a little bit of pressure against the medial edge, the inside edge of your shoulder blade. Just slide a little bit away from the spine, and then it releases back towards the spine. Also should feel really good to get that massage across the sacrum and the big opening across the front of the chest here, with the hands reaching across the room. And they might slide on the ground, but keeps it pressed into the floor. So you feel that drag through the muscle into the upper arm, across the shoulder, and into your pecs. And then once we come back to center, we're curving the arms up, big embrace, hug the air over your body. And then exhale, pull the arms open, slowly out and down, sink towards the floor, and then lift again. Reaching up, and then pressing the air aside as you move the arms through it, down to the ground. We lift again. And then exhale and release. Shoulder blades still moving underneath you, away from the roller as the arms go up, and push towards the roller to embrace it as the arms go down. Next, we'll lift the arms up to the ceiling, point the fingers to the sky, and just exhale, sink the blade. Inhale, reach the hands high, shrug the shoulders away from the spine, off the roller. Exhale, widen the collarbones as the blades melt down, widening the chest, and then you shrug up, giving yourself a little stretch at the back of the neck, and sink the blades down, let the collarbones open, and the throat be a little more exposed. We lift again here, and exhale, release. Feet spreading into the floor. Definitely feel the inside line of your feet, the inside line of your legs, as if you're hugging a wall or maybe one of the twin walls here between your legs. We'll lift one more time, reach your hands as high as they'll go, and then soften the shoulders of the melt down. We turn the palms forward and exhale, lengthen the arms at your side. Touch the mat, reach long through the fingertips, and inhale the arms rise up in unison. And exhale, go back on your ears, stretching it out, opening the waist, lengthening the sidelines. And we'll bring the arms forward and exhale, the arms split down, soft landing, those hands land at the same time on your mats. And then lift the arms again, push the air aside and rest into the air pillows, the air cushions behind you. Bring the arms forward, collarbone rolling inside the chest wall. And we'll do that once more. Arms in unison the whole time. They should go back and up the same height from the ground. And then reverse the direction. And then hopefully the hands land simultaneously on your mat. Next, bring your hands to your shoulders and we pull the elbows in for little elbow circles, going in and up and then out wide, around and down. Now shrug your shoulders here. Really get a lot of mobility here, moving the shoulder blades underneath you so that the movement tugs on the muscles in the upper back and in the neck. One breath per circle, let's complete the circle and then reverse. So we go back and down and then go wide, up, around, and lower down again. A shorter inhale, a longer exhale, helping relax the nervous system. See, even though the upper body is mobile here through the shoulder girdle, the pelvis, the legs are quiet and calm and still. Feet spread into the ground and picture them sinking down through the floor. Last circle like this. And then we'll extend the arms forward, lengthen them at your side. Full arm circles, arms go up and back by the ears, and then stretch them wide to the side walls. Forward and down by your hips, and then rotate the palms down to do it again. Up and back. Big stretch, and then exhale, reach out. Palms spread open as the fingers reach long, turn the palms down, and lift and go back again. You just wake up in the morning, you want to stretch your body, take up as much space as possible in this room. And we'll do one more in this direction. Press the arms behind you and then slide the arms to the air. And now let's reverse it. Palms up to circle out. As they go parallel to your shoulders, lift the arms a little bit off the ground as they go behind you. Exhale to dive forward and down. Palms up to circle again. Switch back here. Exhale, push forward. Belly drills deep as the arms go low, and one more time. Exhale, forward here. And now bring the arms up, elbows wide, diamond arms. Thumbs pressed together, index fingers pressed together. And we pull that shape over your face. And then exhale, bring it forward. Lift the hands over the low belly. And we'll do that again. Up and back. And exhale, forward and down. So maybe if you've been doing a little bit of early spring, hopeful spring gardening, this will help your shoulders and arms and upper back feel more comfortable after that first time out. Arms go up and then behind you. Reach forward here, slide the arms forward, float the hands over the abdominal wall, and one more time. Let's stretch as the arms go back. And then you can feel the back widen as the arms go forward and down. All right, we'll slide off of the roll here. Up, and let's have the roller go across the mat. We're going to sit on it, sort of on our sacrum with the spine scooped a little bit here in almost a J shape. So it'll be above the sits bone, maybe below the sacrum. And then curl the tail up, give the pelvic up. You can put the arms back behind you, widen it if it's a little more comfortable for you. And we're just going to slide the knees forward, roll across the sacrum. And then come back down to just like sort of right above your sits bones into the glutes. So we're scooping the belly into the curve of your spine, getting a little low back massage here. And you may find that this gives you a bit of a stretch here through the upper arm, across the shoulder, maybe not. Often if we have neck tension, it's reflected in the sacral area. So releasing this can also help the neck. And then we're going to sort of come down towards the base of the sacrum. And let's maybe narrow the feet in a little more towards center and then cross the right leg over the left. Let the knees fall to your left and look to your right. We tip the hip all the way there, and then we're going to rock a little bit on that tilted glute, right? You can change the angle. Maybe you need it a little bit more laterally. Maybe you want it a little bit more at the side joint, closer to the center. You can always linger and do little micro movements right over the place that is really tight for you. And then we'll come back to center. Keep the same twist, right leg over left. And go over the side and look away. And again, do the cross cutting here, going towards the upper hip and then back down towards the sits bone. The angle can change to really fine tune the release you're getting here. It's a bit of a chest opening as well. And so everyone's making a face, including me, under my eyes. You can use the top leg to sort of pull that knee and left thigh long and away from your waist. Let's come back to the base of the sacrum, and we're going to uncross and recross the legs. And again, let's go to the right. I'm going left.
Lean to the right first. We're not the same as we do this.
Usually I work facing my client, so I do mirror imaging and then I get really confused when I'm off to the side here like this. Of course, if it's too tight to roll on, just go in the vicinity. One of my clients just said, you don't have to fight the dragon, you just have to surround it. And then let's go to the other side. Look away. Wait till you get the rotation in your spine. You feel the chest broaden a little bit. Also, if you're not used to really like standing into your arms, it's a bit of work. Then uncross the legs and lift your hips. Sit behind it a little bit. And let's here just go into a quadruped position, taking the roller across under your shins. You can come up, shake out your hands and wrists. Shaking muscles relaxes them. It's really good to know. And then you'll come forward and take your shins onto the roller. Through here, we're going to spread the fingers wide. Think of maybe shoulders over wrists to begin. And roll the knees forward. You can roll as far as you can and feel comfortable in your knees and then cross the ankle. And then take it back. Stop below the knee. So we're going to pull it forward here. Just stabilizing here through your shoulder girdle. Move forward. I think if I took my hands a little further forward, I might be able to roll over my ankles and onto the top of my foot. And then extend back, but still stay off the knee and stuff it against the wall. Roll forward. And then moving back and forth here. This is a variation on exercise we do on reformer and Pilates. Do this. Pretty sure the variation doing this in core classes as well. And then if you want, you can come forward and try to get a stretch across the top of the foot and ankle. Maybe sit back on your heels if you can't. Sit where your knees allow. And you can bring your hands to the roller if you want. And you can lift the hips to a little bit of a chest opening here, and maybe a bit of a quad stretch. That would work the glutes and open up the quads. Or you can just sit. Put a little pressure, a little weight into the top of your foot, into your heels if you're back this far, to get that stretch across the top of the ankle and the top of the foot. It's a place sometimes we just don't think about stretching. All right, and then we'll come off of that. And let's go onto our side. We're not going to hit the IT band, we're going to be right in front of it, so that we're going to massage up the lateral quad here. So we're good. So you can be on your forearm, have a figure 4 leg, so the top leg is supporting you. And then please don't go on your side seam, but rotate your leg a little externally underneath you so you're on the line in front of the IT band. And then you can push and pull yourself to go up and down from somewhere above the knee to somewhere below the hip. Your chest is sort of tilted forward a bit. And the more weight, of course, you push down into the mat with your elbow, with your hand, with the foot. Right, you get a little bit of release from the pressure of the weight of your body into the roller. If you wanted more pressure, which I don't right now, honestly, you would extend the top leg over the bottom one and lift both feet. But typically this is enough. Okay, and then we're going to sit, come off of it, and then do the other side. I'm actually glad you think it's less today. But feel how nice the leg feels when you're finished, right? That's the reward. That because a lot of times people end up with knee issues because they're so tight on that lateral edge. Right. So again, you're not on your flexing. You want to avoid pressing into the IT band, which I'm doing right now. So if you rotate the leg a little externally and go to the front of the IT band, show the lateral quad, that's where we want to be. And we're going to roll up and down that finger here, above the knee, below the hip. If you have a really dense floor, that's going to be more extreme. And then from here, let's go across the front of the leg. So take the roller halfway down your quads, above the knee, below the pelvis. You're on your forearms. Maybe the feet are flexed, so you're a little bit on your toes, or maybe the feet are pointed so the feet are off of the mat. And you're just going to pull the belly into the spine so you're not sagging there. And pull yourself forward, stay still above the knee, and then roll along the quads, stay below the pelvic girdle. And you can push and pull with the arms. Watch that you're paying attention, you're not sagging your waist toward the floor. Having the toes tucked under and doing the point flex will give you sometimes a little stretch in the calf, but also take some of the load off of the roller so it's a little less intense. And then let's rotate the legs externally. So the heels are in, the toes are out. So now as you roll back and forth on the medial quad here, you can go back and forth a little bit with the forearms as you need to roll that full leg. So we'll do one more here. You're pressing down into your forearms, maybe down into your fist. And then pull your toes under, lift up, and rotate the legs internally. So now the heels are pointed out, the toes and knees are pointed in. And so this is going to be your lateral quad. Good thing we warmed it up earlier. All right. And then when you're ready, you can come off of it. Okay. And I think a child's pose might go good here. Before we do that, just start sitting. And let's lift the arms up. Now reach the hands high until the shoulders move up towards your ears, and exhale, pull the blades down and relax. And do that again. So we're moving the shoulder blades to reach further out into space, and then the blades pull down to lower the hands a little closer to the floor. One more, shrug both shoulders up, and exhale and down. So we're doing that because we're about to do this from a child's pose with the arms over the roller. So what you're doing, you're going to get that lat stretch. And one piece of the foot called Coraline. We do something similar to this that we call turtle, because you sort of imagine the turtle shell is moving, or the body of the turtle is moving inside the shell. So here we are. So just be sure your knees are comfortable here. And then we slide the roller forward by pulling the shoulders up by your ears. So the neck gets short. And then we pull the legs down your back, the neck is long, and the roller moves towards your head. And again, shrug the shoulders up by your ears. Feel that stretch. This is stretching your lat. And then you engage your lats, the collarbones widen. As you pull the legs down your back, the roller moves towards you. And then roll it away again. Yeah. And this is lovely because you get to stretch really both sides of your body equally. And working into the muscles in your back, as well as getting the pull into the chest wall, right? Because you can feel as you go forward with the arms, you get that tug into the armpit. So the front of the armpit would be your pec. The back of the armpit is your lat. We're stretching the muscles both on the front and back of your body doing this and then working them. One more time. And then stack your spine coming upright. You can roll into the palm of your hand and your fingertips. All right, good. We'll put this aside and move into our roll-up stack. If you would like a harder variation, to the right of it, you could also take the roller under your Achilles tendon. Right, so you push it away, and it would be more difficult because you don't have as much connection of your leg into the ground, so it's less of a close chain. And then we'll just start reaching forward. Otherwise, you can use the fair bench, you can use weights on your ankles. All these things would make it a little easier. Now, we're going to roll back. If you're on the roller, push the roller forward and away. It will be up here, feet. And then you can lower the spine down and go after the neck. The head is down, the arms reach back. Then we're going to lift the arms so the head, neck, and shoulders big exhale up. And then driving forward. Feel that stretch in your back, increasing the stretch in your chest strength, having this elevated. And then let's roll back again. The arms might lower as you go down. At an angle you probably wouldn't do if your feet were on the ground, because you change your ability to control your descent by having the legs elevated. Lift to come up. Big exhale. Try to work both legs equally. There'll be a tendency to pull from the stronger side. So you may have to override that impulse as you go up and down. And then we'll come up once more. Big exhale. Suck the weight back. Again, imagine rolling over a beach ball. Like pull that into your navel and then it goes down. And then maybe flex your feet at the ankles, reach towards your toes. And then pull the waist back. Get a nice stretch here. Forward with the heels, back with the waist. Ears between arms. Let's leave the right leg up. And take the left leg down. And externally rotate it. Up to the side. Sort of like a bit of a lunar stretch. And then here, just sliding this down. That leg, you can do this with the leg on top of the roller or not, depending on flexibility. You could also do this without the roller being on the ground and elevate your hips a bit with a yoga block if you needed less stretch. Exactly. So we're diving forward here. And then let your hands slide along your legs, stack your spine upright. Shoulders fall, chest is wide, and you go over again. Stretch here. And come upright. And one more time. And a little down. Take your fists to the side. Push down, lift your chest to a little upper back extension. Look up at the ceiling, the legs fall behind you. And then we're going to carefully unwind and switch our legs. All right, so again, sit upright on your sits bones and then slide forward. Pull the legs back, drop the head down. Will you get the roller into that little curve right above your heel so it's comfortable on the back of your leg? And then articulate the spine up like you're rolling up a wall. Shoulders relax as you lift your gaze across the room and then take it down again. It leads you over neck, upper back, mid back, and low back. And again, the arm stretching forward, feel that length into your lap. And then stack the spine coming upright. Shoulders fall, lift the chest, sit up tall, lifting the ribs off the pelvic girdle. And we'll do that one more time. Over and down here. You can always bend the knee. If you're going to be over, to take some of the stretch out of the back of the knee and put it into the belly of the hamstring, and then come up. And then twist at your side, push down with the chest, the weights fall behind you. Try to pick the rib cage up off the front of the pelvic girdle. And then look straight ahead. And we can put the roller aside. So let's go into the single circles now. We'll come back and pick up hundreds after. Don't let me forget. All right, so we can roll back. Right leg up in the air, elbows down, head resting on the mat. I do a little flex to the foot first. Lift the heel, the toes curl down, reach up to the ball of the foot, slide your elbows closer to your hips while you do this. And every time the heel goes up, you can drop it down through your sits bone, again, increasing that hamstring length in the back of your legs. We'll end at a soft point and circle the leg across the body and then go low. Rotate externally to take it out to the right while the left side stays grounded, and we reach again. Long exhale, short inhale. So maybe think I'm drawing this beautiful circle in the air. You inhale for the first quarter or the first third of the circle, exhale for the rest, and end the exhale at the top of the movement to breathe in deeply again. Then it's a long, sustained exhale, so the belly deepens, the navel pulls down and deep towards your spine, and one more in this direction. Enjoy the stretch with the inner thigh, leg is out to the side, and the stretch in the hamstring as the leg is vertical. Reverse it, so the right leg moves right, the left side is pressing into the floor. You reach out long, down, across the body, and then up to the top. It'll look different on everybody depending on their range of motion. Just work for yours and enjoy the stretch that you get, and then the work that you get in your core with that long exhale. Do it again. Push out to the center of the foot, into the band, and we'll have one final circle in this direction. The left side presses down like it's falling into a ditch, and then the right leg moves away. The right side gets heavier before the leg is left. And here at the top, let's take both ends of the band in your right hand, elbow grounded. Pull the leg out to the side, maybe left hand on the hip bone crest. If you want more stability in the pelvic girdle, almost rotate that into the floor. You can also extend your left arm out perpendicular to your torso and look out across your fingertips, across the floor to the far wall. And then we rock the right leg a little bit towards the shoulder and away. Distributing the stretch across all of the upper inner thigh muscles. And then exhale to bring the leg up to the ceiling, switch hands at the top. And we can bring the leg across with the hip down to get the stretch in the lateral hip and thigh. And then start lifting the hip, rotating the spine, keep the right shoulder blade grounded. So now you feel that stretch into your low back. Pull the leg towards your left shoulder and rotate it internally. Bend the knee if you need that, or if it feels better for your body. And now we unwind down from the left shoulder to your waist to the right glute to lift the leg up to the ceiling. Let's take your hands high on the band. Pull yourself up for upright curl. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Maybe bend the elbows to lift a little deeper into the upper curl. And pull the leg back as much as you can. All right, leg reaches away, lay your head back and fold the knee into your chest. You put the bed down, just hug the knee in tight. And then pull it towards the right armpit, so it goes a little bit to the outside of your rib cage. Try reaching out long through the right sits bone to lengthen the waistline. And even out as much as you can the two pelvic halves. And then pull the knee back into the right chest once more. And now slide that leg forward. Stretch it along the mat. Shake out both legs. It really should be a pretty dramatic difference, right? You can feel that external rotation through the right hip. You can feel the length of the right leg there. And now we'll pull the left leg in. And place the band in that way. Carrying the band approximately, and then lift the leg up as vertical as you can, which might mean that the knee is bent, or it could mean that the leg is straight. And if you're super flexible, you might even bring the leg a little closer to your chest, towards your head. So let's point and flex the foot. Just a few times here, working through the calf muscles. Every time you lift the heel, try to sink a little bit heavier with the sits bone towards the mat. We end in a soft point and lower the leg slightly forward. And now start the circle across the body, stretching the lateral hip and thigh. Go low, exhale all the way around. Slowly rotate the leg on the socket and bring it neutral at the top. So it's a short, deep inhale, that long, slow exhale. We keep pulling the air out of the very bottom of your lungs. The navel will pull tight and deep because the transverse abdominis really works. It tightens up that lowest level of your abdominals in order to help push the air out of your lungs. And let's do that again. Reach across and go low, pivoting here from your elbows. Maybe thinking about the forearm and the hand just being in the same line as your leg, parallel to it, and also to the bend. One more like this. Keep stretching out and keep anchoring down with the pelvis into the mat against the weight and movement of your leg. Here at the top, we'll pause and now reverse. Externally rotate to the leg out to the side. Go low, pull it across the body. The left hip gets heavier as the leg moves right. And then both sides of the pelvis sink into the ground when the leg is vertical. Give a little shift in weight in the pelvic girdle. It acts as ballast here as you reach the leg away. And stretch, reach out long, down low, across the body, pull it up, and let's do one last one here. Short inhale, like breathe in as deeply as you can initially, and then a long, slow exhalation so the air lasts to the top of the movement. And now we'll take both ends of the band in your left hand. The left leg opens out to the side, the right hip is rounded, and you rock the leg a little bit towards your shoulder and away. Again, you can have the knee bent as you need to, but really work to keep that right hip on the mat. Now we'll exhale, pull that leg up to the ceiling, switch hands at 90 degrees. And then as you pull the leg across, first try to keep the hip down, feel the lateral thigh stretch. You can either open the arm out across the floor or take your hand on the hip, but then we'll tip the hip up, getting more stretch into the low back, into the glute, even the piriformis beneath the glute, and then pull the leg a little closer to your right shoulder. Rotate the leg at the hip joint, not at your waist. So that stretch here. And then we unwind the body, pulling the hip down to lift the leg up. Check that you're aligned here, both legs reaching one up, one forward, but in the same plane as your hip. Check up on the back, come to your upper arm curl, maybe bend your elbows, peel yourself a little deeper into that curve, and then pull the leg back a little closer to your face, to your body. The stretch should feel good. If you feel like it's too much, soften it by bending the knee or lowering the foot away from your chest. And then we can lay that down and pull the knee into your chest. The band goes to the side. Hugging it first to the chest wall. And then we'll bring it out to the left. You can pull, not right on the knee, but into the long bones of the leg here, and maybe try to pull them both towards the armpit and also down toward the floor without tipping the pelvis on the right. And then pull the knee back into center, align it with your left chest. But also try to get the heel to get closer to your glute, closer to your sits bone for more stretch of your quad. That would depend on your knee being comfortable with that movement in the joint. All right, and then release that leg forward, stretch it forward, shake out this leg, and let them fall open, externally rotate. Very relaxing, very releasing. And now we roll up. So take the arms back. Maybe the legs more parallel. Lift the arms and shoulders. Exhale to come up. And 100, I promise, we're doing it with roll again underneath the legs. So there's keep the legs on here, which takes some of the load off of the psoas muscles, which is supporting the weight of your leg, but it will change sort of where you feel the work into your core. So think of pushing this away, like reaching a little bit long through the heel in the back of your leg. Start your roll back to upper curl. Come down to the tip of the blades, and then start pumping the arms. It's sort of nice to feel that work in the upper abs while the hips are at ease. However, if you want, you can take one leg up and float it just an inch off of the roller. And then lower to switch to the other side. Really working to press the waist down as you pull that leg suspended in the air. The other option is just to have both legs down and push them away. Maybe try to come a little deeper, more forward. Going to the inner arm and letting the shoulders roll forward slightly to come up a little higher into your upper ab work. Let's try another lift of the right leg. Exhale, breathe. This is strengthen your psoas on that side and lower than the other side to the left. So point through the foot, reach out to the center of each foot. And exhale, lower. And then go ahead and lower everything down. Show your hips side to side. I feel like that helps us improve our upper ab curl. And then have a little bit of a way to strengthen into the psoas when the leg is at a lower level, because typically we start it really high in order to prevent the back from overarching. Anyway, let's roll up to sitting here. And we can put this aside. So to get going with the ball, we're going to do the ab series, however. So now that we have felt that nice upper ab curl, we're going to roll back into it, pulling the right leg into the chest. So push up with the shin, down with the hands, roll back, including the left leg off the ground, like it's just off the roller, and look down in midline. Inhale, switch the legs. Left leg in, right leg stretches out and switch. Does it feel a little easier to get into this upper ab curl after doing hundreds like that? Maybe. Or just no, I can take it now. And then both legs in, double leg stretch, arms and legs reach, circle wide, and brace it in. You can always rest if you want, but we're going to try to go for the flow. You stretch out the fingers and toes, you pull everything in. 2 more. Take your arms and legs higher if this is too low for you. As you approach the end of it, now scissors, right leg up, left leg down. Pull yourself up a little higher, look down at your abs, and switch the legs. You can pull the leg towards you, but also try to lift your head and chest up towards the inside of the knee. One more set. And lift the left leg in the air, bring the right leg to meet it. The hands cup the back of the skull, pull the head up, look down, and pull the elbows narrow and in towards your navel. We're gonna slide the legs forward just a few inches. Feel the increased load in the abdominal line, and then pull the legs up high, feel the stretch, and reach it away. You pay it out, take your time, exhale, and then bring it back on the exhalation. Again, reach, press the legs gently together at the feet, maybe at the knees, anywhere they touch. And even where they don't touch, try to think magnets they're pulling towards each other. 2 more. Exhale, belly deepens to lift the legs. With that breath, assist, and one more time. And now we twist to the right, and then to the left. Coming forward and up. Do that work into the oblique abdominals. Shoot the leg out long, and pull it in tight. We have one more set to go. And then we rest because you earned it. And just hug the knees in, maybe one hand to each knee, circle the knees away from each other, towards each other. You can turn your head slowly from side to side if that feels good. And then reverse the circles of your knees. All right. And let's roll up to sitting. I'd like to do a spine twist here. So you might elevate your hips on the yoga block if that's helpful for your hamstring length. Or just bend the knees. Be sure you can sit right up on your seat bones. And then we'll extend the arms out and front and forward, legs together, feet flexed, and rotate to the right. So pulse 1, 2, 3, spin to center and then to the left, reach, and again, twist here and to the right. But it melts a little bit as you rotate, it lengthens as you move through center, and then it melts a little bit as you rotate in the other direction. On the set, try to hold the hips and the feet still. So apparently they're the same length. That means that you're not shortening the hips. And we'll lower the arms. Okay, so here onto our backs now for shoulder bridge. The feet are grounded, the arms lengthened here at your side. And feet apart. You can use the ball between your legs if your hamstrings have a tendency to crack when you do this. We're just going to press to the feet, curl the tail up, and print the waist down, and then pull the tail and the knees forward as if they're going to the wall in front of you. The shins being dragged forward, and then you lift yourself up, press the top of the shoulders into the floor to lift your chest a little higher, and then boost the butt up higher, use your glutes. And then we can roll to the inner arm, so the blades move sideways away from your spine, and then bring the upper back down between the blades. Try to feel that stretch as you keep the tail pulled up in a tuck. As you go down with the upper body, roll through the ribs, roll to the waist. Then you can release down to your sacrum, and as the tail lowers, you feel the waist float up. That you just really work through the S curves of your spine. And now we'll do this again. So begin with the pelvic tuck, and then move the tail forward, out and away. The knees go forward, the hips go forward, they're lifting. You're going to push down through the outside edge of your arm and through the outer edge of your shoulder. Push down through the inner edges of your feet. And lift the hips up high, getting that stretch open across the front of the hips. And then roll to the inner arms. Curve your back down, imprint every vertebra down one after the other in sequence. Really bend through your waistline. Try to get the right and the left side down equally at the same time. And then roll across the sacrum down to your tail. We'll do one more just like this. So pelvic tuck. The knees slide forward, pull a little bit back with the heels to access the back line of your body. Going up, roll to the outer arm, the top of the shoulders push into the floor, pull the blades together behind you, underneath you. Lift the chest, lift the belly, lift the hips. Pull the legs slightly in, the knees slightly in because they tend to fall open there. And now we're rolling to the inner arm. Feel how the blades move wide on your back and then lower your spine from the top. all the way down, take your time, drape your body down, there's a little traction that goes on here. And then you roll across the sacrum, and then the tail floats down, your waist floats up. Right. Here, let's work on jackknife next. So this is a shoulder stand, basically. If you want a little extent, take the lower across under your hips. Now, because the hips will be elevated, this would be a place you never would use a pad under your head. So you can pull the knees into your chest, whether you're elevated on the roller or not. Lift the legs up to the ceiling. You're going to press down into your arms. As you lift the hips up, bring the legs over your head. Look up and back. If you can, you lift the feet up towards the sky. Use the glutes and the hamstrings to lift. Then maybe lower the legs down so they're more parallel to the floor. And roll your spine down here, pressing the hips into the roller or into the mat. And then I'm going to do at least one from the ground. So, yeah, eventually, like when you have super strong psoas and you feel like you're really in control, you would lift the legs from the floor. Otherwise, start to protect your lower back, bend your knees in, extend the legs up, and just take them to your working level where you feel like you do have control from your abdominal wall to keep the pelvis grounded. And then we bring the legs up and over, push forward and down through the palm of your hand. You come up with the hips. You only look up, you never turn to the sides. Lift the legs up if you can, up to the soles of the feet. And then either you lower down a little easier, or you stay up with the legs. A more open hip angle makes it more difficult to control your descent. You push into the palm of your hand, pushing the mat away, go down, and take your legs out to your working level. One more if you want it. Push down to lift. Bring the legs overhead and then up. Gaze stays up. And then work your body down. Take your time. The longer it takes you to go down, the more you're working through your floor. All right. Very nice. And let's come up to standing and work into some planks today. You'll have the option to go onto your straight arms or onto your forearms if that is what you need. So you can start standing. Let's lift the arms up to the ceiling first. Maybe take a little upper back extension. Palms forward to dive over. And we're going to bring the palms towards the ground. So you might need to bend your knees to do that. Hang your head and look between your legs. And then we're walking forward with the hands. You could go down onto your forearms at this point by bending to your knees and going onto your forearms. But let's try from this plank here. So watch, if you tend to hyperextend your elbows, rotate your upper arms a little bit internally, so you feel the work in your muscles and you're not just resting into your joints. So reaching back through the heels, back through the tail, forward through the halo. And with every single exhale, pull the navel up and in towards your spine, so you're not sagging through your hips. Really push the floor down here. And try to be as long as possible with your body. One more breath. You always go to your knees. And then we're going to hike back up. Pinch the hip, walk your hands back towards your feet. Get the heels down when you can. Hang your head and look between your legs, maybe bending the knees as much as you need to. It's okay as long as you feel the stretch in your back in a good way, you feel the stretch in the back of your legs in a good way, we're good. Now bend your knees, your feet will spread. Push down through your feet, curl the tail under, and stack your spine up bottom to top. Bend the legs as you lift, and look straight ahead. Take a deep breath in there. Sigh the air out, and we lift the arms again. When the hands are up in the air, maybe shake the wrists. That makes me laugh. It's a good reason to do it. But it also releases tension in the muscles in your hand and your wrist. So we're going over and down, look down, curl yourself forward. Arms by the ears is more difficult to control than hands just hanging to the floor. Come down again, bend your knees as you need to, try to get your palms down, and then walk on out. We're gonna go into the plank here, pull the collarbones wide, lift your right leg up. Reach back for your left heel, the body shifts back in space, come forward, lower the right foot, pick up the left, go back for your right heel, come forward, lower the left foot, pick up the right. Go back with the heel, come forward, switch your legs, one down, one up, go back, come forward, switch your legs, and now we plank. Reach back for your heels, let your hands hang by your ears, pick up your hands and walk your hands in towards your feet. Drop your head down low. Bend your knees, press your legs, and come all the way up. We'll take the arms up again. And just circle the arms down on your side. Very nice. So let's go down into a little bit of a side plank. So for this one, let's go onto our forearms. You can come down and you sort of rest on the bent elbow. Well, rest might not be the right word. So, and then we're going to cross the top leg in front of the bottom one. So the heel rests in at the base of the toes. The bottom leg, well, actually both legs will be a little bit bent. Yep. And then have your hands sort of in front of your chest, in front of your armpit, the free one. We're going to push the weight into our arms, lift the hips, and then use the bottom leg to help support the top one. This is good, if it works for you, you can take the top arm up and look up at the hand, reach for the ceiling. We're pushing the floor down and put with your forearm with the edges of your feet. So not all the work is in the arm, some of it's also in the legs. One more breath. And then softly lower, bend your knees, lower your hips down. And we'll go to the other side. So your elbow would be a little in front of your shoulder so that when you straighten the legs and lift into your side plank, the shoulder would be right over the elbow. That would be the easiest. If the arm is too far out or too far in, it's not a secure position. So again, get ready. You're going to have the top foot pressed into the base of the toes of the bottom legs. And then you can push into your arms, go forward so your shoulder's right over your elbow. Lift the arm and also lift the bottom leg. Try to keep your head in line with your spine. And you can reach up, or you can just have a fist into the ground. Like so. Keep lifting your top hip up a little bit so you don't sag to the floor. And then we're slowly going to lower down, bend the knees, lower the hip, and then come on up to sit. Good job. Let's do a little reward with the mermaid. It's not use the roller, we'll just use our arms. So we'll sit in a Z-sit position, sort of a figure four position. You could change it to have the legs more stacked, which would be require a little bit more stretch in your sideline. So either is good, or somewhere in between is also fine. Hips are centered here. We're going to take your hand closest to the shin. Let's see. So on the side where both feet are, take your hand to that shin. Lift the other arm up and side bend over your legs. I should have said right or left at the beginning, but I didn't. So come upright, both arms lift, and try to lift your head up between your fingertips. Bring the one arm down, and you're going to slide out onto your elbow. Have the elbow just slightly forward of your shoulder, push the arm down, and lift the rib cage up. So you create a curve here through your waist, through your ribs. The head and neck fall gently towards the floor, so you also get a side bend in your neck. And then you're pressing into the arm. You're pulling from your oblique abdominals to come up with the arms. Bring your hand to your shin and side bend over that way. We try to stay in the plane where you feel the side seam of your body, getting the stretch. And then come upright, both arms high. Lift your head to elongate the waist, and then bring the hand down and go out again. Diving over, stretch. If you reach your sits bone away from your fingertips on the top side, you get a longer stretch here through the waist, through the hip. Press down, come upright. And one more here, side bend. And then come up with the arm up, keep the elbow out. And we're gonna circle through. And then take the arm forward, out and back, behind you. And we'll do that again. Thread the needle. And take it back and reach it away. And one more time. Then working through the shoulder girdle, and then opening your chest. Come back to center, and we switch the legs to the other side. You might find it really different depending on like how your knees feel, how your hips might be, shorter waistline on one side or the other. But get to a position that works for you here, and then hold on to your shin, lift the other arm up, and side bend towards that side. And then come upright with arms rise. Bring your hand down, skate out along the mat to rest on your elbow, push the arm down, lift the rib cage up, flare it open as the head hangs towards your elbow. And then draw yourself up. You can push into the arms to help you lift. And we go up and then over the side bend here. Head high, arm up and down, slide on out. Remember, don't rotate forward. Do a little bit of that later. And then try to pull from your hips, coming up and over again. Vertical again, try to pull your head up through the space between your fingertips. And then let's take the arm down, over. Really pull the elbow away from the waist, get a little bit more stretch there on that upper side line. Going up. Big exhale, pull you up and over. Pull your elbow wide, come up at the top arm, and then we circle through. And open the chest, reach back behind you, look back at your hand. Even go into wrist extension, spread the fingers wide open, cup the palm as it comes around and forward. Feel the movement of your blade on your back, and then we open and reach back. And do that again. And one more time. Coming forward and around. And upright. And we're good for today. Thank you guys so much. Because of things we haven't done in a while. So I appreciate the group effort. Nice. All right, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here.